You have to start the class. Okay. Today, how to execute the classes. How to execute the class and how to execute the program, and how to install that Eclipse. And previous, you have to learn about that Java, how to install that Java, how to download the Java, how to assigning that permanent path and temporary path. And these are all things we have to study about that. And here, whenever you concentrate on this object-oriented programming, this is a very useful to us. Please tell me that within the main object, what it can be having that main object? Guys, tell me. Within the
sub-objects.
very good sub-objects. And within the sub-objects, what it can be having that sub-objects? Please tell me, Lahari. Within the sub-objects, what it can be having?
Within the sub-objects, sir, or
Yeah,
no?
within the sub-objects. Within the sub-objects, number of classes is available. Within the
Yes, sir.
sub-object, number
Methods
of
and functions also are available, sir.
yes, functions and these all things available. And number of classes you have to, how many classes you have to create from this sub-object? Ketan Naresh,
Number of classes. One
number of
sub-object to create the one class.
only one class. Within the sub-object, you have to create only one class.
Yes, sir.
No, number of multiple classes you have to create from your sub-object. Okay. Within the class, you have to create or you have to use number of methods, number of functions. Okay, not only one class, number of classes you have to create from this sub-object. So if you want to write the program, so before write the program, you have to create class. Without creating any class, you cannot be develop any program. You cannot be write any program. Okay, just concentrate on that. I have to write the program. And here I have to write the program. Class. This is the name. Class name. So how can you give that class name? This is a very most important actually. The class name, it is not only one particular name you want to give or you want to provide from that class. No need to choose any one particular name. If you're interested, any name you have to provide. For example, your name also, if you want to providing your name, then also it can be considered that class. But from the programmer developers norms and rules as you follow, just you have to assign what you have to given that under the function of this class. So based on that functionality, you have to provide that class name. For example, in here, if you want to create a equal to 10, b equal to 20, and function c equal to a plus b. Okay, so this type of functionality you have to create it under this class. On the time, you have to provide addition. Yes or no? Addition. This is the class is the addition. So whenever you seeing on that name, whenever you observing on that class name, then automatically what type of functionality you have to implement it from this class, then it can be identified. So so this based you have to assigning that class name only. Clear, guys? But it is not restricted. This name only you have to create, and you have to follow in this rule only, not only for under. So other programmer, when they are observing your programming and easily identifying purpose. So what type of functionality you have to using under that class, and what type of methodology you have to using under that class. So when they are developer, the seeing on that and observing on the class name, then automatically it can be identifying purpose. You have to planning for that name. Okay, so I want to write a test program. So that's why I have to use that class name is the test. Clear, guys? So when you are providing that class name, then you have to give the bracket, open the bracket, and here you have to write that main function. So what is that main function? Public.
Publish the static void main string
Yes.
argument.
And here also you have to open the open braces. And here you have to write that system dot out dot
Println.
ln.
ln.
Why you are using the ln?
Print line.
Without,
Take the line, sir.
yes, line. And open the braces. And here what you have to require from that output. So that output only you have to mention. For example, and here, hello. Hello. What is that? Tech support. So next to close that bracket, and here end of that output, you have to use that semicolon. And here, how many brackets you have to open, and finally you have to close that. Yes, close that braces. And here, and the main concept is that system output purpose, you have to use this one. And here what type of output you require, that output you should be mentioning on that within the brackets and within the double quotation. And here, for example, here you have to mentioning that only text oriented string, the string oriented. So without the using of that string, for example, here you have to displaying on that number only, for example. So on that purpose, no need to use that double quotation. And here, if you want to use the text content, then only you have to use that double quotation. So next, after the completion of this programming, just you have to save as. So save as, where you have to locate, save that from, save from your desktop or download or documents, where you have to save. I want to save that desktop only. And here, this is the file name. It is visible, my screen, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
One moment. Where it is that? Yes. Now it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So after the completion of this programming, just you have to click on that file, then go to save as. But here, when you save, when you press on that save, then automatically it can be given in another window. Okay, where you save from that file, just you have to choose desktop or a download or document picture, whatever you interested on that place, just you have to choose that. I want to interested save that from the file. Then I have to click on that desktop only. And here this is the file name. So this is the file name. So I want to give that test only. Sample. And not only giving this name here, not only that name on here, you have to give that format also. So what type of format
Java.
dot Java. So actually format in the sense, and here one of the one of the what is that technical terminology is there. The format in the sense, for example, I want to explain on that. For example, this is the dot. Okay. Yes, and here dot right side, what you have to given that name, that is the format, file format. What is the that is the file format. Dot right side. In dot left side, this is the name. It can be identified as a name. Okay. So dot right side, what you have to given, that is the uh, file format. And one more part, one more thing, that is the extension, file extension. Some of the persons it can be calling by the using of file extension. What type of extension you have? Dot doc, for example. And here name, and some of the extensions dot doc in the sense document, MS Word document. That is and one more format is the docx. Docx is that 2013 2013 MS Office, it can be providing this docx. Some of the text content, Word file content default format is that txt. And image, if you want to use that file format, image, like image, that is file format is that jpeg, jpeg, and gif, and JPEG. So many file formats is available, PDF and so many things. But here you have to use that if you want to convert that notepad to Java file. So on that purpose, you have to use that only Java. When you're giving that file format Java, then automatically that notepad, it can be converted into Java file format. So that is the conversion of that file format. Yes. So here I want to click on that file, then save, click on that save. And again, I want to click on that desktop. And here I want to give that sample dot Java, sample dot Java. So save. Guys, here I want to, where is my file? Sample dot Java. One moment. So here it is that, sorry. Okay. Here, sample.java, this is the Java file, and that's why it can be given that logo, coffee cup logo. Guys, 10 minutes is completed actually. Whenever it is finished, that again you have to use that only that link. Okay, again login after the completion of this class. Guys, okay?
Okay, sir.
Hello.
Okay.
Yes, okay. This is the sample Java file. So here, just you have to observe that. So here, whenever you write the Java file, then that Java, it cannot be given that output. This is the Java file. This is the Java file. This Java file, it can be converted into class file. Sorry. This is the class file. Class file. And whenever it is converted into class file, then only it can be providing the output. Okay. So here, sorry, this is the Java file. What you have to return at present, that is the Java file. Whenever you execute that Java file, it can be generated into class file. That class file, whenever you executed this class file, then only you have to get that output. Okay, right, guys? So it's now what you have to generate that file. What type of file you want to generate from your Java file, sample file? Guys, tell me. Did you understand?
Java file is converted into class file, sir.
Yes. At present, what you have to written on that programming, that program, it can be generated into class file. So on that purpose, just you have to go to run, and here you have to type on that cmd, and here where it is that file, where it is located that file, guys, desktop or my documents or download, what is that?
Desktop, sir.
Only desktop.
Desktop.
So yes, desktop. So on that purpose, you have to type on that cd space desktop. Okay, if it is not there, that C drive, if it is located any D drive, so on that purpose, we have to go the D drive. So just type on that D and colon, press enter. So, okay, so it is located in another way. So that's why you have to go that CD forward slash, reverse slash, then enter. And here you have to type on that okay. One more time, sorry. CD space desktop, guys, desktop. So that files identification purpose, you have to type on that dir. dir. dir is the list of directories. Yes, you have to type on that dir and press the enter. And here just you have to identify this is the sample Java is file is available from that desktop. Then you have to type that Java C space sample dot Java and press the enter. Here any class is not available, that sample dot Java. What is that? It is a error. What is that error? It can be
S is
identified.
capital, S small.
Yes, exactly. And here only it can be error is there. That system, that compiler, it can be identifying by the arrow. So on that purpose, just you have to go on that sample program. The sample program, how to edit that? If you want to double click on that sample icon, then it cannot be providing that. Why? Because this is the Java program. This is not a notepad. So on that way, just you have to right click on that
Right-click, sir.
sample program and edit, and then it can be provide that. And capital S and save. And save. And again, you have to generate that Java C sample dot Java, the center. Yes. it is generated that class file. What you have to mention that class file, guys?
Sample.java, sir.
No, class file. In your program, what you have to use that class name? Only test. Test. So by this class name only, it can be generated that class file. By the using this class name only, it can be generated that.
Test.java.
Yes. No. Test dot class. Not only that test.java.
Okay.
Yes. Previous the text don't given that test.java, sample.java. So this differentiation purpose, I have to given that name, file name is the different and class name is the different. But here some of the persons,
Okay.
here you have to given that sample. So when you are executing this sample Java file, then also it can be generated as a sample class file. No, what you have to providing that class name, by the using of that class name only, it can be generated that class file. See, observe that one. This is the test. This is the test file. So this test file is the class file or notepad file. How can you identify that? See here, and here go to DOS prompt, and again you have to type on that dir and press the enter. And here, see here, sample.java. Whenever you executed this sample.java, it can be generated test.class file. This test name is not a file name. This is the class name only. For example, and here you have to change that name. And here I have to given that sample only. Sample. And again save it. And again you have to execute the Java file. See here. And here also it can be generated that it generated that sample.class. So what you have to identify here in from your Java file, so what you have to using from the class name, by the using of the class name only, it can be generated that class file. Okay, so it can be generated by the using of this Java file, it can be generated class file. That extension, it can be given a class. So whenever you double click on that class, it cannot be providing any text content. It cannot be visible. See here. Did you understand this one? No. So why? Because that class file is a binary digits. That compiler, it can be reading that that each and every content. So that class file execution. How can you execute that class file? Java space and test. Java space and test. And press the enter. And here you cannot be used that test.class and test.java. No need to use that extensions. And here you have to use that Java space only class name. So for example, the sample also is there. Test is using that capital letter. Just you have to try on that. If you want to give that small letter,